There was a boy who believed his problems were too heavy to carry. Every challenge felt like a mountain. Every task felt impossible. Every day felt harder than the last. But he didn't know one simple truth yet. Most problems in life are not as big as they seem, and their solutions are often right in front of us. By the time this story ends, you'll understand this truth for yourself. In a quiet village, surrounded by green fields, lived a boy named Sami. He was clever, but he had one problem. He worried about everything. If the sun was too hot, he'd say, "How can anyone work in this heat?" If his teacher gave homework, he'd complain, "This is impossible." If his mother asked for help, he'd mutter, "Why is everything so hard for me?" Day by day, his complaints grew louder, and slowly, people began to avoid him. Because no one wants to be around someone who only sees problems. One evening, Sami's father grew tired of his son's endless sighs. "Come with me," he said. "I want to show you something." They walked in silence until they reached a small pond at the edge of the village. The water was still, quiet, waiting. His father handed him a handful of salt. "Throw it in." Sami tossed the salt into the pond. Then his father said, "Now taste the water." Sami bent down, sipped, and immediately spat it out. "It's so bitter." His father only nodded. He said nothing. Then his father gave him another handful of salt. This time, he led him to the wide river nearby. "Throw it in here." Sami obeyed. When his father asked him to taste the river water, he cupped his hands, drank, and looked up in surprise. "It's fresh. I can't taste the salt at all." His father smiled gently and said, "Son, life's problems are like the salt. They are always there. Their amount never changes, but how much they affect you depends on the size of your heart. If you keep your heart small, like the pond, every problem will make your life bitter. But if you grow your heart, like the river, you'll hardly feel the bitterness at all." Those words sank deep into Sami's mind. For the first time, he realized something. Maybe the problem wasn't life. Maybe it was how I looked at it. That night, lying in bed, he couldn't stop thinking about the pond and the river. He whispered to himself, "If I stay like the pond, I'll keep suffering. But if I become like the river, I can handle anything." From the next morning, Sami decided to change, little by little. When his teacher gave extra homework, he didn't complain. Instead, he thought, "This is my chance to get better." When his mother asked him to carry water, he smiled and said to himself, "This is how I'll grow stronger." Even when the sun burned down, instead of groaning, he whispered, "This is just another test. I can face it." At first, it wasn't easy. The old habit of complaining pulled him back. But every time he remembered his father's words, he pushed himself forward. Weeks turned into months, and something beautiful began to happen. Sami was no longer the boy who cried at every little thing. People noticed his calmness. His friends wanted to spend more time with him. His teacher praised him in class. His parents felt proud. And most importantly, Sami felt lighter inside. Problems still came, storms, exams, chores, but he no longer drowned in them. Instead, he floated, like the river, carrying them with ease. One evening, as the sun set behind the hills, Sami sat quietly by the river. He watched the water flow endlessly, carrying leaves, sticks, stones, without stopping, without complaining. He smiled and whispered, "Every problem in life has a simple solution. It's not about removing the salt, it's about becoming the river." Life will always bring challenges. Some days will be hard, some nights will feel endless. But the answer is not to complain. The answer is not to run away. The answer is to grow bigger, to open your heart wider, to face your problems with calmness. Because the truth is simple: problems don't shrink, we grow, and when we grow, every problem becomes small. So whenever you feel stuck, ask yourself one question: am I being the pond, or am I being the river?